Ever wonder if our assignment here will never end? Like, our employment contracts will just keep renewing and renewing.
Every time I think I'm having a bad day, I just tell myself, wait till tomorrow. Probably the worst.
Liquidate him!
Don't talk to loot. Just give a signal.
Might I have a word, Commander? I know I've been pushing to find DeVries, so this might seem a bit of a left turn. Avoid it. I'm just gonna ask. Got an old friend here on the island. The doctor who patched me up after Horizon Point. Ex-protectorate, a good man. Given what we heard of Westport's troubles from Milver Street, I'd appreciate checking in on him. Briefly, of course. Not sure he'd still consider me such, but that's part and parcel of the reason I want to see him. I had some bad years on my own. Now with you here being part of a team, this might sound a mite soppy, but I feel like I could be a proper agent again. That starts with writing accounts. This friend of mine, Zebulon Tran, I let him down. And I've been chewing on that live wire for a while. Too long, maybe. After I recovered from Horizon Point, Zeb and I ran together for a spell, doing what we could to help folks in difficult spots. Fighting protectorate tyranny in small ways. Too small for Zeb, as it turned out. He was unhappy before I showed up, and after, well, all my directorate talk fired him up even more. I had my orders. I was to stay low. Couldn't let the protectorate catch wind of an Earth Directorate agent in its midst. But Zeb, he kept pushing to take more extreme action. Wasn't like I didn't want to take things farther, hit the protectorate where it hurt. But I still had my cover to think of too. I couldn't risk disrupting the mission. I'd feel better about that commendation if things hadn't turned out as they did. We worked hard, but the protectorate's arbiters and sentinels worked harder. Often than not, our help only made targets of the folks whose lives we were trying to improve. Didn't matter what we did. Arcadia was still caught under the protectorate's boot. Guess some of what you said way back when stuck. All that talk about putting people first. Figured that's what I was doing, putting a stop to all the pain I was causing. Anyway, things weren't good. Zeb and I couldn't find the rhythm we had before. We were arguing every day. Eventually, cutting ties just seemed for the best. Clean like. Only later I learned Zeb hadn't given up the struggle like I assumed he would. He got to stay in mental refreshment for his trouble. That's the last I heard of him, till recent. Much appreciated, Commander. Promise, I won't be making a habit of pulling skeletons out of my closet. Westport's on the east side of the island. I tracked Zeb to somewhere on its outskirts, but never got up the nerve to visit before now. We ought to start there.
Word is Milver Street is ordering a watch on the Protectorate survivors in Westport. Wants any changes reported. I hate that kind of work. It always sounds like so much effort. That kind of thing ain't even on my contract. Milver Street is offering bits rewards for anything of import we can tell them. But I do love bits. Come on, friend. Let's go set our lamps on something juicy for Milver Street. Ever read the Middle Manager Handbook? Really shores up the foundation of your fundamentals. Huh? That's concerning.
Look alive, Commander.
Trouble ahead.
Lay low, Commander. Head order. Raring to
My favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
This looks like the place. Lord, I haven't felt this high-strung since Horizon Point.
Niles.
Howdy, Zed. Well,
Has my mind been set upon by shadows? I thought you dead.
can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
I didn't know. Didn't realize you would...
What else was I to think? You disappeared, sent no word. Death was the best I could have hoped for you, given the alternatives. Let's not mince words. You ran from the cause, I stayed, and suffered for it. Now you turn up with this stranger. And who precisely are you? Another Earth Directorate cast-off? So, you are keeping company these days. Just not mine. That would depend on what vision you have for Arcadia's future. Everyone seems to think they alone know what's best for this colony.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you up with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were you when I actually needed you?
I know I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to patch your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught. Pharaoh and March are dead. Protectorate are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting...
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra? Fuck! It's all coming apart.
I knew something was wrong. What have you gotten yourself into here, Zeb?
That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But obviously, something's gone wrong. Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board. Please.
I am. Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a ship, that means my people are being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
I'll answer what I can. If you must know, it was my sister. A neighbor reported her for some misconduct and she was taken to be refreshed. I never heard what her alleged crime was meant to be. The woman who returned was nigh unrecognizable. The injustice of it rattled me. And once I began to look into what had happened, the more discomfort I felt. Then I met Niles. He told me the truth about other colonies. Made Arcadia feel so... small, claustrophobic, repressive. And my smoldering resentments became a full conflagration. Stop there. I know what you would ask, but I've done my best to put that unpleasant experience behind me. Please respect my wish to avoid reopening closed wounds.
How'd you like Fairfield? I trust the dusty streets, inescapable advertising, and high-strung citizenry live up to your expectations of an Auntie's Choice Company town?
Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable. I was afraid she was becoming a danger to herself and to others. But this is horrifying.
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
And how are you going to do that?
That ain't something you ought to be concerning yourself about.
If you think I'm going to help you do what I think you're talking about, you are deluded.
I may be deluded, but you're lucky you ain't dead. Seeing how she seems partial to using her friends as victims.
Does she? It occurs to me that you have provided no proof of what you're accusing her of.
Why don't you take a long look at me? This is all because she betrayed us. Her team, her friends, even the one whose life she saved in Triangulum.
By the architect. You're Niles, aren't you? She mentioned you a few times, but refused to elaborate. All I knew was that she was fond of you, and that you were dead.
She was fond of me? Then why? Why would she try to kill me?
I can't say, but it may be one of the things she anguished over. An anguish I fear finally overwhelmed her, and could likely be what's driven her to her present course of action. I wish I knew. It's nothing good, I can tell you that. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible, but I just don't know what. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor. How did... You saw her terminal, didn't you? Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started talking to some others inside the Order. That's when things became tense. I started to become uneasy, scared, really. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me. Among other things, for some reason she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon Arcadia. But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it and over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That, and the invasion itself, set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again. She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept, didn't talk to anyone if she could avoid it. After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse. Just a religion driven by algorithms, maths, predictions of the future. They believe they will eventually solve the universal equation and know everything, rid humanity of uncertainty. We became friends when she... well, she saved me. I'd said something without thinking. Must have been distracted. We all know to watch every last word we say. For some reason, she interceded on my behalf with an arbiter. And she convinced him he didn't hear what he actually did. No one does that. Void, I didn't think anyone could. We all were, originally, before the schism. But she never gave it up, even when it became illegal to even mention their name. Which was surprising with how angry she seemed to be getting with them, even as she was deep into scheming with Victor and the others. She even continued to sign her messages, "See you in the equation." It's all so confusing. What do you mean? It was where she worked, one of the Protectorate's communications hubs. She didn't speak of it much, at least to me. She may have spoken to Victor about it.
She ain't the only one.
It's difficult to explain. She spoke about things in unfamiliar ways. I felt her words to be freeing, at first. But slowly, I began to feel unmoored, doubting everything I ever knew. She said learning the truth of things was worth it. But now I question whether her truth was just more of her penchant to sow chaos, no matter who may be caught in her schemes. Some days I wish I'd never listened to her at all. Others, I can't help but miss her. Even with everything.
Know a little something about that, too.
I did try to. Once. After the corporatists invaded Paradise Island and took over Fairfield. They seemed to let anyone in there. Some boisterous fellow even tried to recruit me. Yes, and I am ashamed to admit it. Though if she hadn't wanted me to, she wouldn't have told me the code. Same one she used for everything. 15-778.
That sounds like it could be her agent identification code, Commander.
She said it had some meaning from her previous life. I'd hoped she'd left something for me, but the safe was empty. No. But it had to be someone's fault, right? The Protectorate couldn't possibly have failed to safeguard the colony. And they had to answer the accusations the Order leveled at them. I know I've no right to ask this of you, but when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her. I understand. Perhaps it actually is for the best. I truly cannot say.
Yeah.
How are you still upright over there? Slow down. Schultz went where? Sakes alive. Schultz!
You seen Gary anywhere? No, he went off to relieve himself.
Go negotiate your own contract. I got mine locked.
I don't think he took it literal like what we told him.
Yeah.
Outsiders approaching the south gate.
You there. Keep your hands where I can see them. Halt! What's an Auntie's choice monstrosity doing here? Have you come to spy? So confusion and disruption, I'll not have it.
Good, because I ain't bringing it. Though if you're that desperate to test my patience, by all means, keep it up.
Patience. As if you infiltrators possess as much, feverishly raising our lands wherever you go. You are fortunate that I've been ordered not to open fire unless fired upon.
They never listen to sound advice, do they?
Some folk are dead set on going their way, even if it's straight out an airlock.
I will not suffer an outsider to trespass and trample further through our lands. Turn back from this bridge now, lest my ever-depleting prudence be spent. Yes, they are corporate degenerates who threatened our dominion and way of being. When we captured them, we hanged them as a warning. Now the capitalist scourge's advancement has ended. Their morale is shattered, and they do not dare encroach. I dare say this spectacle served its purpose well. If you are an enemy of the Protectorate, you will be judged. May we all take heed of such a warning. Out of the question, must I repeat myself? If you are not a loyal Protectorate subject, you will not cross this bridge. Be grateful I do not judge with such haste as my superior to the north, Brigadier Montelli. He's been fervent of late, looking for any Protectorate subjects who have displayed disloyalty in his estimation. Indeed. Though once this was the accepted order in which we handled matters. Now, well, any associations with wrongdoers results in swift execution. That has, unfortunately, put many folk in his sights, myself included. And so we wait for the proverbial axe to fall. So, you are a true believer. Why, in our matriarch's name would you not have said so earlier? You are exactly right. The paradigm upholds our social order, unity and respect above all. Surely you now understand my conundrum in the face of such blatant misinterpretation of our creeds. Might I call on you to fulfill your duty and uphold the Sovereign's justice? I know of 2 traitors who yet remain on this island. Bring them to me, and I'll dispose of them before the Brigadier questions my loyalty and deems me guilty by association. In return, I shall grant you clearance to cross the bridge. Fair exchange, wouldn't you say?
This is exactly the manner of depravity we mean to free these folk from. I know we gotta cross the bridge, but there must be an alternative. One that don't involve an executioner.
Even if said strangers deserve to be brought to justice? Allow me to offer another solution. Hand over your companion here. A grafted soldier on display would surely make an impression on Montelli. And us all.
You're out of your mind. You ain't gonna use me to solve your problem. You're just dragging out the inevitable. Tell her, Commander. See? So how about you take that suggestion and shove it right up your...
Yes, you've made your point. Now, can we come to some other agreement, or will you stand here wasting my time? Barbaric? Ha! And who is the one standing here in soiled armor and in the midst of monsters? If you wish to cross, this is the only way. So unless you change your mind, be gone.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island's going untouched by this war.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Hearts are primed.
At least coming out to spot folk who ain't here no more is easy work. If you're that new salesperson, don't bother. Whoever was here packed up and left. I just come out here to tick boxes on Milver Street's list. And it's easy bits.
choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice? Remember, Auntie knows best.
All these rifts got everyone riled up, including me. What are we supposed to do if we encounter one?
Take that abomination out.
Wait, really?
No, you slackwit.
Well, these riffs got me awful perturbed. Ain't reality hard enough without some nerve-wracking phenomenon punching holes in it?
Auntie's choice is the proud maker of Spacer's Charm, Zero-G Brew, and antibiotics. Everything you need to get through your day.
Never expected the Westport refugees would ever be liable to leave their derelicts. Can't help but hand it to Milver Street. Though I sense he had aid. Make it quick, yeah? The peddler of half measures returns. Suppose it's too much to hope that you speak in half sentences. Make it quick, yeah?
Oh, hello. Suppose we've never met. You're the one who convinced Vigilant Hogarth to move us here. I'm Charlton, and I am a get-up-and-go-getter. If I am not the person for it, I would be most surprised. Do tell. Ugh, my uncle's child. That side of the family is obstinate and mean. No, I'd hardly risk life and limb trying to convert her. That seems neither prudent nor wise. I value my neck and do not intend to hang. Oh, did you have another mission in mind? One especially designed for my unique talents? Of course. Toodaloo!
Take a look at those corpses they've got strung up. Wait. Some aren't dead yet.
This is Protectorate territory, all right. Ain't looking to instigate anything, Commander. But if these bastards make any threat on my person, no promises.
Yeah. Go negotiate your own contract. I got mine locked. This is a humbuggery-free zone, thank you kindly. Can't you see I'm on the clock here? Do me a kindness and mosey on.
Anyone got lamps on Schultz? Anyone? Void be damned. Sallying into the wire like that with nary a wish in her pocket? What was she thinking? Did I not make clear our orders to hold the line here regardless of provocation? Should my instructions have been more robust? Perhaps assisted by pictures?
I'm afraid there's more bad news, Commander. She also took Scrabbles, sir.
Would that he'd done her more good. Seems Calamity has claimed 2 good soldiers today. You there. I don't normally sanction nameless passers-by giving ear to my private discourse. That right. Earth Directorate. Not many would claim such affiliation these days, and none from Arcadia have the knowledge to lie about it. What's your business at the Vox? Sounds serious. Were it in my power to offer aid, you'd have it. Alas. Whatever your purpose, I feel a contractual obligation to warn you against setting a heel past this base. If you go any further, you go alone and at your own peril. No Antes forces are permitted beyond the forward position upon pain of disemployment and possible litigation. Our orders are to sit and mind the store for as long as need be. Foremost, I'd advise seeking a stealthier means of crossing the bridge. A direct approach is likely to repercuss in a hanging cage and a slow death, courtesy of that there warden. Our initial reconnaissance of the bridge indicated a breach in the western wall that could get you inside, though that was months ago. The intel could be outdated now. Schematics we managed to acquire also list an access tunnel on the eastern wall, but be wary of mines between here and there. The wire is full of unexploded ordnance. First Officer Schultz's decision to enter the minefield was not sanctioned, approved, or encouraged. Frankly, I have no idea why she defied orders. Schultz was a good soldier, admirable sense of duty, less than optimal eyesight. Her loss will be felt in this unit. If only she had recognized the merits of our post. By steadfastly holding the line here, we forestall any retribution the Protectorate would seek to inflict upon Fairfield. And we will continue said watch until orders change. Huh. I half believed you meant that offer. Unless you weren't being playful. I confess, the challenge of holding the forward position does not satisfy as might a straight-on tussle. But I would prefer to avoid staining my reputation by participating in such a needless blunder. Carr was, shall we say, non-ambiguous with her orders. Such an argument isn't as compelling as you believe. The soldier who does not consider defeat all but guarantees it. Far be it from me to speak poorly of a superior, but I have pondered over her choices as of late. She's been sullen about sharing her strategy, too. Still, however brightly my star burns, I remain in her orbit. She is my superior officer. I defied her once, and I received the verbal tanning of a lifetime for it. I'd thank you to affix some ballast to that name when you speak it. Scrabbles has been integral to this unit's success for years. Outsiders may see him as a toy, but we've bled alongside that stuffed sprat. He's damn near family. Schultz obviously knew the risks and hoped he'd protect her through the minefield. Alas, even Scrabble's power has limits. Still would help morale to get him back, though. I'll pardon your skepticism given your lack of acquaintance, and say only this. Ask not what Scrabbles achieves for us, but what we can achieve with him. Before you depart, a final word. Stay out of the minefield. I won't be the one who answers to Carr when the Protectorate mistake your rootless gallivanting for encroachment. Stay out of the minefield if you value your limbs. I'll be spaced. Scrabbles! And hardly the worse for wear! You've no grasp of what his return means to this unit. Scrabbles was originally a gift from my daughter. He fought with us during the Consolidation War, and has seen this squad through every hard deployment since leaving Tau Ceti. He's also packed with some of the finest grade stimulants this side of legal. Here, for your trouble. Livener like that comes in handy when you're in a pinch. While we appreciate you returning Scrabbles, you'll not provoke me into a course of unwise action if that's your aim. I will take action when action is appropriate, and I'd suggest you modulate your tone more appropriately the next time we speak.
You're back. Normally, we would incapacitate a repeat offender on sight, but I cannot help but wonder. Have you chosen to help me bring justice to these lands? Remember, I will not allow passage across the bridge without a demonstration of loyalty. The apprehension of 2 traitors. Don't waste my time if you aren't going to change your mind. I apparently have my own funeral to plan.
Seems you've been scouted by Fairfield's finest to assist our efforts in the war. You know, since the ceasefire will inevitably fail. If you do, it'll be great for the folk here. And great for my resume, if I'm honest. Few bullet points like that, maybe it'll be enough to win me a spot on a higher rung. And you? If you help, what are you getting out of this? Not that I disagree with your assessment, but I find it mighty interesting that you think you got the authority to supersede them altogether. See, Val helpfully filled me in on your own predicament. Hunting down a fellow agent, huh? I thought you folk were all about nobility, duty, camaraderie above all. Were you one of Auntie's? I tell you just to shake the ladder hard while your traitor is climbing up, and enjoy the show when she tumbles down. What recourse do you actually have? Suppose that tracks. You agents are untouchable, or so the story goes. Ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate myself. You're the first agent I ever met, in fact. But you get things done. I trust you. As for the rest of your organization, can't really say. They hate corporations, I've heard that much. But what about you? You buy into their policy too? No, not all. Look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious about the whole keeping corporations and corrupt governments in check thing. Ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Anyhow, reckon we should keep moving.
Give Auntie 2 bits, and she'll give you some new glitz. Give Auntie 5 bits, and she'll give you a facial spritz.
I'm trying not to fret about these rifts so much. Maybe they ain't so off. You're the one that can take you someplace better.
Take you someplace better.
Our target audience here is people who want to forget their worries, and sometimes their names.
Whoever fixes this rift problem is definitely getting a hull-side sweep with an Elysium view in head office tower. Wish they'd solve it already. These rifts are giving me the collywobbles.
Swear, I almost had it this time. Everything all lined up. Easy mark, guaranteed moneymaker, favorable terms. Practically the recipe for success. Look like you've had your share of troubles. Ever had the perfect opportunity just slip through your fingers? Well, you caught that, huh? Perceptive sort. I'm having what some would call an existential crisis here, meaning the success of my existence is presently hanging in the balance. I had just the thing to get me a fast-track promotion to lower middle management. Now you seem like someone who knows a good deal and wouldn't be adverse to helping me out. It's like this. I agreed to meet with a business associate to finalize a deal, but the location got set for Spire Grove. Problem is, you been outside of Fairfield?
Well, the funicular to Spire Grove broke recently, so I got no way to get up there. I'd break my neck scaling that cliff for sure. There's a long way around, but it's not for me. Why, the path there might be lousy with raptidons for all I know. Wasn't before, but mayhap they were just lulling me into a false sense of complacency so they can strike.
While exploring facilities to the north, my partner unearthed a heretofore unexploited advanced protectorate technology. Couldn't or wouldn't go into details, but he promised every household would want one, that it'd revolutionize the daily life of Auntie's Choice citizens. Typical research type, focused on all the wrong things. Not particularly motivated by competition or social advancement. Strange bird. Pitched him the dumbest deal I could think of. Told him I'd trade him my entire tossball card collection for schematics or a prototype. Said sure. Complete rube. Didn't even ask about condition. My Kelvin Tran rookie card isn't even ultra fine. Got a piece of nicotine chewing gum stuck to it. Opportunistically leveraging difficult predicaments. That's the Auntie's Choice way. I have a few bits I can offer you. Not much, but if it turns out a roaring success like it ought to, and I get a fat promotion, I promise I'll see you're taken care of later. Splendid. Go parlay with Jackson Plum up at Spire Grove. It's some kind of agricultural harvesting encampment southwest of here, near a mess of them rocky spires. He'll provide the agreed-upon schematics.
Well, the broke-down funicular is due west of here. Dexterous-looking so-and-so like yourself could probably scarper up it in a jiffy. From there, it's just up the hill a smidge. So close, but so far away. At least for me, anyhow. Truth is, haven't the slightest. You know, the Protectorate have all the most advanced technology, though. Probably something straight out of an Aetherwave serial. Edible spacesuits, N-ray specs, matter translocation. It could be anything. If Jackson's all fired up about it, it'll be beyond comprehension, I'm sure. All right, then. Don't let me keep you.
Purple Berry Crunch. Accept no imitations. The K lets you know it's authentic. Now with 110% of your daily chemicals. Operatives.
No, Jackson, don't! Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly! Help! Are you breathing? Say something!
Oh, law, I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall? He thought those boots would make him fly, but they really just allow the user to jump repeatedly. Unless their downward velocity is too great. If so, well, you see what happens. Not nearly as upset as we are. We've been stuck atop this machine since Ida, one of our new Protectorate acquisitions, had her gray matter scrambled by the height, jumped down, and landed right in its gears. That's right. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough. I can't fathom no sensible motive why she'd jump.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder, it's just impossible to cognize. There ain't no way off this platform besides jumping, and you've seen how that ends. But you being down there makes you uniquely qualified to help us. The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table halfway up the spire.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platform's arm hard enough to... well, to grind old Ida out of the gears.
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive and burn it out all permanent-like. But desperate times and all that.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our 2 former cohorts.
Exactly!
Thank the Sovereign... thank you, stranger. We are eagerly anticipating a long life utterly absent of starvation.
Purple berry crunch. Accept no imitations. The K lets you know it's authentic.
I can't say I'm thrilled to see all these Westport Protectorate folks playing house here in Fairfield.
I ain't even close to hitting rock bottom yet. Middling bottom, sure, but not rock bottom.
Yeah, been gone a while. How'd it go? Tell me you got good news. Why, that's terrible. But you said you have the schematics? I'll take those. What? Sovereign's finest potato corollary peeler? This was supposed to be a guaranteed bestseller. Who in their right mind would... Jackson, you idiot! Ah! It's a good thing he's dead, because if he wasn't, I'd kill him! There's no... God damn it! I'm never getting that promotion. This was supposed to be my easy path to a promotion. Must be something I can do to salvage this. Tell me, did you come across any other advanced Protectorate technology while you were there? Anything more, well, easily marketable? Personal thrusters? No one would ever want such preposterous things. I'd be laughed out of recreant reclamation. Imagine, jumping about like a sprog. Ridiculous. Well, here's all I can spare in regards to your compensation. Try not to spend it all in one place. It's supposed to be categorically bad for commerce. In the unlikely event things somehow pan out and I get that big promotion, I'll see you're taken care of. Until then, take care.
Whether it's an orifice or a face, Auntie's choice makes a cream for it.
Those new Protectorate folk here from Westport, I really respect them. They've been through a lot.
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie. Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're by our Prophobrechithecium rotabulum. They're found in bandages and burn tinctures. If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be a waste.
That's it? It was that easy?
That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Starting with the right direction to jump, I suppose. Wonderful. Get us down, and I'll happily compensate you in accordance with standard Auntie's Choice urgently improvised extortive standards.
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least I'm glad I'm not alone. He hadn't been here terribly long, so we weren't particularly familiar. Like me, he was also former protectorate, but he was not raised in Fairfield, so we'd never met before. Still, he seemed like a friendly, kind sort, albeit a headstrong one. I'm sorry he's gone. Please do hurry. I've lost count of how many meals we've missed, but it is closer to many than a few, and we're starving.
We avoided spreading our forces too thin. This is a strategy we will continue to employ. Case in point, the autodeck repairs. Whatever the case, it has been deemed by command an unnecessary distraction. All Auntie's Choice forces are united.
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
I agree with Liza. I'm inclined to keep a few paces from farming equipment from now on. Here's your reward for evacuating us with all our parts intact. I perhaps ain't as awash in currency as I'd prefer, so you can have my helmet as well. It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed in our harvest. But to be honest, I'd like a little distance from plants for a spell.
Auntie's Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away.
Can't believe some of those Protectorate hull heads just couldn't see the benefit of self-betterment.
Yeah, let them simmer themselves. Bodies muscling in on our
Don't believe the rumors. Our rates of sepsis are lower than anywhere else on Eden.
I must ask you to hold still.
It's an oddly forlorn feeling when all of a sudden, no one's watching over you.
You know what these new Westport Protectorate folks need? A middle manager to focus their earning potential. Just so happens I know a competent manager bucking to get back in the game.
Introducing Auntie's new line of specialty drinks for the discerning consumer. Auntie Fizzos.
I confess, I'd anticipated a more contentious relationship with our new neighbors. All have been quite welcoming, albeit direct. Yes, that Milver Street fellow is remarkably kind for a shallow propagandist. I am surprised I can pleasantly converse with those whose worldviews I vehemently oppose. We have spirited debates. In time, I will prove to them the superiority of our beliefs.
Someday, when I make it big...
Our target audience here is people. Welcome to the Name Pending Saloon, purveyor of spirits and stimuli. What'll it be, stranger? Pick your poison, and I am mostly not being literal there.
Oh, this must be one of my copious direct reports. Rest assured, I'm making adequate progress in my manual labors.
signs of corrosion. Exhaust manifolds warm. Come on, baby. I can't help you if you don't tell me what's wrong.
This Moon Man character of yours, is he some kind of...
No, just sort of a mascot.
So, is it anti-consider undying and unfortunate? Not exactly.
Auntie's Choice is the proud maker of Spacer's Charm, Zero-G Brew, and antibiotics. Everything you need to get through your day.
Welcome, welcome. See any... How can I improve your day the Auntie's way? Gladly. No better choice than Auntie's Choice. Welcome, welcome. See anything you like?